Most editors know how to cut. Very few know why they're cutting. And that's the difference between an edit that feels random and one that keeps people glued to the screen. Today I'm walking you through the 7 cuts every editor should know. Let's get into it. Let's start with the foundation, the cut. A cut is simply an instant switch from one shot to the next. Just one clip ending and another beginning. Most professional films are built almost entirely out of a clean cut. No fancy transition. Why? Because the audience doesn't come for transition, they come for the story. And No Country for Old Men is built almost entirely on a clean cut. The second one is a technique that looks like a mistake, but isn't. The jump cut. A jump cut happens when you remove a segment from within a single shot. The subject appears to jump forward in time. You've seen this in YouTube constantly. Someone talking to the camera and their position shifts every few words. That's a jump cut. But the jump cuts are great for compressing time. Like this scene, Wes Anderson used jump cut to show that the time is passing. And the third one is the match cut. Match cut connect two completely different shots through something they share. A movement, a shape, a sound, a color, or even just an idea. The viewer doesn't see a cut, they feel a connection. There are 6 types. Let's break each one down briefly. First, movement or action match cut. You cut in the middle of a movement, and the action carries seamlessly into the next shot. Graphic match cut. 2 shots share a similar shape or composition, and you cut between them. The visual is the transition. Sound match cut. The sound from one scene carry over and become something in the next. The image change, the audio create the bridge. Color match cut. Both shots share the same color or lightning tone. That visual match across the cut connects the mood of 2 completely different scenes. Direction match cut. Both shots move in the same screen direction. The viewer's eyes is already traveling. The edit feels like one continuous movement across 2 different worlds. Idea match cut. This one connects meaning, not visual. You're cutting on a shared concept, and the audience understand the relationship instantly without you even explain it. The next 2 are all about sound. The G cut and the L cut. The G cut happens when the audio from the next scene starts before the video cuts to it. You hear what's coming before you see it. On the timeline, it forms the shape of a G. That's where the name comes from. Here in Dark Knight, listen. You hear the Joker's voice before the cut even shows his face. The L cut is the reverse. The audio from the current scene keeps playing even after the video has already moved to the next shot. Someone is telling a story, the video cuts away but their voices keeps going. You never lost the emotion. Nolan does exactly this at the end of Dunkirk. The soldier reads Churchill's letter out loud while the image changes around his world. The next one is simple. The fade. The fade is one of the oldest transitions in cinema and one of the most deliberate. A shot dissolves to black or emerges from it, a quiet pause that tells the audience something has changed. The chapter has ended, time has passed. A fade to white carries different weight. A dream, a loss of consciousness, the color of the fade matters. And the last one tells you exactly what it does. The smash cut is a sharp, unexpected cut between 2 completely different moments. Loud to silence, chaotic to calm, or calm to chaotic. The purpose is contrast. No warning, no preparation, just everything change. It works best when picture and sound cut exactly the same frame. That hard stop is what makes it hit. And Stranger Things use this technique all the time. And those are the 7 cuts every editor should know. To really make your edit land, take the time to understand what each cut does and when to use it. And as always, stay creative, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!